At 94 years old, Clint Eastwood did something no one thought possible. He directed his 42nd film, a courtroom drama that critics quietly called his strongest work in years. But behind the scenes, something far more personal was unfolding. Just months earlier, Eastwood had lost his longtime partner without warning. His son later said he was doing good, but the words felt careful. Then came a strange interview Eastwood himself dismissed as completely phony. It raised a bigger question. Was something deeper happening? And was this film his final goodbye? To understand that moment, you have to understand the man. Clint Eastwood was born on May 31st, 1930, in San Francisco during the Great Depression. His family moved often in his early years, chasing stability while the economy kept shifting beneath their feet. Though later accounts would complicate the image of hardship, those early relocations left a mark. Eastwood absorbed a belief that nothing was permanent, and that efficiency mattered. Waste nothing, say little, keep moving forward. As a teenager, he rebelled against school and authority. He was held back a grade, expelled for stunts, and more interested in cars and music than classrooms. At 18, when his family moved north, Eastwood stayed behind in California. He took whatever work he could find: lifeguard, firefighter, laborer, choosing independence over comfort. That decision placed him exactly where fate would later intervene. In 1951, while serving stateside in the military, Eastwood survived a near-fatal plane crash off the California coast. After ditching into the Pacific, he swam for nearly an hour through icy water to reach shore. The experience sharpened his sense of mortality and risk. It also altered his future. Delays from the crash canceled his overseas deployment, a twist that may have saved his life and quietly redirected it toward Hollywood. His early acting years were brutal. Studios dismissed him as awkward, slow-speaking, and physically strange. Universal dropped him outright. For years, he drifted through small, forgettable roles, wondering if the door had already closed. Then came Rawhide, giving him stability but also confinement. Eastwood knew he wanted more. That opening arrived almost by accident. An Italian director named Sergio Leone offered him a low-paid role in a strange western filmed in Spain. Eastwood nearly turned it down. Others did. He took it casually. That film, A Fistful of Dollars, changed everything. Silence became his weapon. A stillness became power. Within a few years, he was a global star. But Eastwood never stopped evolving. In the 1970s, Dirty Harry made him controversial, even hated in some circles. Protesters called the film dangerous. Decades later, it would be preserved by the Library of Congress as a cultural time capsule. Eastwood didn't argue. He kept working. Behind the camera, he grew even sharper. His directing style was famously restrained. Few takes, quiet sets, no wasted motion. That discipline led to Unforgiven and later Million Dollar Baby, films that dismantled the myths he once embodied. By his 70s, Eastwood was making his most emotionally complex work, proving age had nothing to do with relevance. His personal life, however, was far messier. Relationships overlapped. Secrets stayed buried for decades. Fame didn't bring clarity. It delayed it. Yet in his later years, something shifted. In 2014, he quietly began a relationship with Christina Sandera. They stayed private by design. No spectacle. No noise. Her sudden death in July 2024 changed everything. Still, Eastwood kept working. At 94, he directed Juror Number 2, a restrained, thoughtful film about conscience and consequence. Critics praised its maturity. Then came The Fake Interview, the rumors, the denials. Eastwood said nothing beyond calling it false. If this is the end, it's fitting. No grand farewell, no speeches, just one last, controlled statement behind the camera. After more than 7 decades, Clint Eastwood may have closed his career the only way he ever wanted, quietly, efficiently, and entirely on his own terms.